Let us continue then. The same first chapter of civics, non-federal or unitary features. The Constitution of India has certain non-federal or unitary features which have led to the critics to say that it is not merely federal in form but unitary in spirit. Some of the important unitary features of our constitutions are as under. Number 1, a strong center. The Constitution of India provides for a strong center, are features of unitary government. So, the central government is also known as the unitary government, and central government has been a strong government and it has been given a big powers, big responsibilities. In the division of powers, 97 items are included in the union list. So, 97 items are included in the union list, while in the state list we could see that 67 items are there, and even on the subjects like contains in the concurrent lists there are 47 matters, and in this concurrent list both the center and the state have the power to make law and order on 27 matters in the concurrent lists, but central government enjoys an overriding position. But central government has the more power than the state government in the concurrent list, and it plays an important role to make law and orders in concurrent list, that is on 27 subjects. Now number 2, a single constitution for union and the state. The state in India have not been given a right to make their own constitution. So in our country only one constitution we have, and then with one constitution only the country's administrative policies has been followed. So there is no any power given to the state to make its own constitution, but we follow the single constitution's law and order for both the center and the state government. Now number 3, flexibility of constitution. The Constitution of India is rather flexible. In other federations, amendments to the constitution can be made only with the consent and approval of the units. In India, the parliament can amend most of the provisions of the constitution single-handedly, either by a simple majority or by a two-third majority. So, in our country, the parliament is the only central body which amends or which brings a lot of law and orders, and also it has this power to change the constitution's law and orders single-handedly by having the simple majority or two-third majority. Now for number, single citizenship. The Indian Constitution provides for the single citizenship of India, which is common to all the people, various states and union territories. So single citizenship means that a person who is Indian, he can only have one citizenship. That means if person is living in a Jharkhand, he cannot take the citizenship of Jharkhand. So here we Indians have got only the Indian citizenship, not territorial citizenship is there, or there is no that of provisions in the constitution. So in India only one citizenship we have, that is Indian citizenship. Now number 5, inequality of representation in the Rajya Sabha. Our constitution does not accord equal representations to all the states. It accords representations to the various states in the Rajya Sabha on the basis of their population. So that means in Rajya Sabha, the number of representatives are there according to the state's population. Like let us say